students, today I'll be explain you about how to write the test. Okay, this time periodic test. What was the question paper pattern? So this time we are conducting the test in 25 marks. Okay, and in the question paper you can see 4 sections: section A, section B, section C, and section D. Okay, in section A there is 3 parts: multiple choice questions, fill in the blanks, and very short answers. So there are 9 questions. Each question carries 1 mark. So 1 mark, 9 questions, total 9 marks. Then in section B we are giving the short answers. Short answer questions, you have to answer in 2 or 3 sentences, maximum 3 sentences. So 2 mark questions, if they ask 2 points, write only 2 points, not more than that. Then we are giving 3 questions, 2 mark, 3 questions, total 6 mark. Then in section C, 3 mark questions will be there, 2 questions, 3 mark, 2 questions, total 6 marks. Then in section D, so in section C you have to answer in 3 sentences. Okay, answer in brief, only 2 or 3 sentences, only that much, don't write the paragraph answer. Then in section D we are giving the long answer questions. If they ask you to draw any picture diagram, you have to draw using the pencil and then label the parts properly. Then if they ask you to write the if they ask you to explain the experiment and all, you have, if they ask only, you have to explain everything, how the experiment is conducted, and along with the diagram you have to explain the experiments and all. Then answer in detail, you have to write all the points. It carries 4 marks. Okay, answer in detail, section D carries 4 marks. You have to write all the points. See, here we will ask the comparison between 2 things and write the difference between the 2 things. All these questions we will be including. If they ask for 4 marks, you have to write 4 differences. If they ask for characteristics, if they ask for 4 mark characteristics and all, you have to write the 4 characteristics and you have to explain that within 1 sentence. So this is how the question paper pattern is. And then when you attempt the question paper, okay, first you have to write your name, class, everything properly. You have to write your name, class, and date. Write in your sheet, and all the answers you have to write in pen properly. Don't write in pencil and don't scribble. When you draw the experiment, when you draw the pictures and all, draw it neatly using the pencil and then label the parts. And experiments and all, neatly you have to draw. If they ask you to explain, only you have to explain. If they ask you to draw the diagram enough. Then if they ask only 3 parts to label in the diagram, only label the 3 parts. Don't go to label all the parts in the picture. Okay.
Dear students, in this chapter, acids, bases, and salts, okay, here in the beginning they have explained about the litmus paper. So what is the property of the litmus paper? So what is the role of this blue litmus paper? What is the role of red litmus paper? That you should learn. Then so when they have explained you about one experiment. So whenever you give 3 samples, so when you add the indicator, when you add red litmus paper, the solution will turn into another color. So what is the reason? So the solution is which solution you should able to understand. You read all the question answers, go through it. Then what are the properties of acids, bases, and salts? Then what is olfactory indicator? After that how do acids and bases react with metals? So when they ask this question, okay, the reaction between the acids and metal, when they ask you to write, illustrate with an example, what you have to do, you have to draw the diagram. You have to draw the same diagram by labeling all the parts in it, and then you have to explain all the steps involved in it. You have to write the experiment properly. Each step carries 1 mark. Then when you draw the diagram, use the scale pencil, draw it neatly, then label the parts. You have to label the parts using the pen. Okay, then they have given all these chemical equation, okay, that you have to write. You have to write the chemical equations properly. If there is any mistake, you will lose the marks. Then how do metal carbonates and hydrogen carbonate react with acids? So whenever they ask the equations, okay, they will give the example. See, sodium carbonate reacted with the hydrochloric acid. So what is the result? So they it resulted sodium chloride solution. So you should able to write the chemical equation properly by balancing. Okay, and when they asked you to draw the picture and all, you should draw it neatly. Then similarly, how do acids and bases react with each other? Then a reaction of metallic oxides with acids, then reaction of non-metallic oxide with base. They may ask this question, okay, how do all acids and all bases have in common? They will ask you to illustrate with an example. There you have to draw the picture and you have to explain. Okay, since there is no conduction of electricity by the glucose or the alcohol solution, it does not contain hydrogen ions. Only the solutions, hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, they produce the hydrogen ion, so they are acids. You should write the conclusion, everything, each key points you have to write. Then what happens to an acid or a base in a water solution? So it is also explained clearly. This type of questions may ask. Then all these question answer. Okay, I have explained in the class and I have given the class notes. So read it, go through and study well for this. Then importance of the pH scale. What is the role of pH in our digestive system? Then what is the pH of the soil in your backyard? Then how it is important for the animals and plants. Okay, how they will protect themselves, self defense by the animals. So these type of application questions may ask. Then about this common salt in this chapter, so common salt is important as a raw material for preparing these materials such as sodium hydroxide, baking soda, washing soda, bleaching powder, all these things. And how it is prepared, how sodium hydroxide is prepared using the common salt. Experiment is given. We have explained that process using the brine solution, how it is obtained. What is what is that chloralkali process? Okay, you should study all those things. Then what is bleaching powder, how it is obtained using the chlorine gas. Then what are the application, where it is used. Then baking soda, how it is prepared, which raw materials is used in preparation of the baking soda. And chemical equation, then uses. After that, what is washing soda, what is see, whenever you study these bleaching powder, baking soda and washing soda, you should learn the chemical name and the common name and the chemical equation. You should learn all those things. They will ask for 1 mark. Then you when they ask you to write how it is obtained, you have to write the chemical equation. You have to explain, and you have to write the chemical equation how it is obtained without making any mistakes. Then they'll ask what is plaster of Paris, okay, or they will give the chemical equation, and they will ask you to write the chemical name or the common name of this compound. And they may ask how plaster of Paris is obtained, how plaster of Paris is obtained. So such type of questions they'll ask. You have to write how it is heated, okay, in the presence of in when it on heating gypsum at 373 Kelvin, it loses the water molecule and becomes calcium sulfate hemihydrate. This is called the plaster of Paris. You should write it proper sentence, and you have to write the chemical equations. Then see, it is given common name or the chemical name, or they'll give the compound and you have to write the chemical name. Such type of questions will be asked. Then name the substance which on treatment with the chlorine is bleaching powder. So how bleaching powder is obtained, they will twist and give the questions. Then name the compound used for softening the hard water, which compound, that is washing soda. Then name what will happen if a solution of sodium hydrocarbon is heated. Give the equation of the reaction involved. Then write an equation to show the reaction between the plaster of Paris and water. All these questions you have to go through. Read all the exercise problems and all these exercise problem, MCQ questions, fill in the blanks questions, all these things. And when they ask for 2 marks, write only 2 points. When they ask for 3 marks, write only 3 or 4 points. Then when they ask you to write answer in detail, you have to write, explain all the points. If they ask you to draw the diagram, draw it neatly along with the proper steps. In this chapter, life processes. So questions such as why a diffusion is insufficient to meet the oxygen requirement of multicellular organisms like human beings, why it is not applicable, why it is not preferable in human beings, because the structure is complex. We have explained that in the class notes, okay. Those steps you have to write all the points. Then what criteria do we use to decide whether something is alive? Then what are outside raw materials used by an organism? Then what process would be considered essential for maintaining life? Then what is nutrition process, and how these plants get, how the plants autotrophic nutrition, how the plants get its nutrition, okay, that process you have to explain. What is autotrophic nutrition? Then what is chemical equation in the photosynthesis reaction? Then what are the steps involved in the autotrophic nutrition? All these procedures you have to explain in brief. So don't go to write the passage paragraph, write the key points. Similarly, what is heterotrophic nutrition? How do organisms obtain their nutrition? Okay, how the amoeba how the nutrition takes place in amoeba. Okay, tell me what are the 5 major steps involved in the nutrition process. So what are the 5 major steps involved in the heterotrophic nutrition? Tell me, you have studied in the previous class. It is not the direct question. So what are they? They are, first one is ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and excretion. So these are the 5 major steps involved in the heterotrophic nutrition. So you have to write the 5 major steps and you have to write in brief, okay, within one sentence. What is ingestion? Ingestion takes place through the mouth. You have to write that point. Then what is digestion? Digestion means breaking down of the food material into simpler form. Then absorption. Absorption means absorbing the required material. Then assimilation. Assimilation means transporting all the materials, all the required materials into all parts of the body. Then excretion. Excretion means excreting the unwanted waste material of the food from the mouth, from the excretory system. So these are the steps involved in the heterotrophic nutrition. What are they? First one is ingestion, second one is digestion, third one is absorption, fourth one is assimilation, fifth one is excretion. So these are the steps. So this is not the direct question. You should able to answer this. So they will ask how the nutrition takes place in amoeba, how the nutrition takes place in human beings and all. And they may ask what is the difference between the autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. So if they ask for 3 marks, write at least 3 points. If they ask for 2 marks, write at least 2 points. Write 2 difference. Then where do plants get each of the raw materials required for the photosynthesis? Then what is the role of acid in our stomach? So this is explained in the first chapter and in this chapter also. So it is to kill the bacteria. It is to kill the bacteria. And then what are the functions of the digestive enzymes? Okay, digestive enzymes also digest. They will break down they will convert the fat into, see, it is given here. So which are the digestive enzymes? Pepsin is there in the stomach, and then here trypsin is there, and then lipase is there. So what is the role of these things? So what is the role of pepsin? What is the role of trypsin? What is the role of lipase? You have to explain. So they are the these are the digestive enzymes. So what are the functions? How it helps in the digestion process? That you have to explain. Then in respiration process, so how the breakdown of glucose into, how the breakdown of glucose by various pathways, how it is takes place. Then how this process takes place by the in the respiration process. So then what is cellular respiration? What is cellular respiration? That might type of questions they will ask. And then what are the advantages over the aquatic organisms does the terrestrial organisms have with regard to obtain oxygen for respiration? Then what are the different pathways in which glucose is oxidized to provide energy into in various organisms. So as I showed that diagram, you have to draw the diagram and you have to explain it in all with the proper steps. Then how is oxygen and carbon dioxide transported in human beings? Then how are lungs designed in human beings to maximize the area for exchange of gases? So all these are very important questions, you have to learn this. Then what is transportation? Then so what are the components involved in the transportation in human beings? They'll ask for 2 marks or they will ask for 3 marks also. So what are the components involved in the transportation system in human beings? Yes, you know, the heart, then these blood vessels, and then platelets and the lymph. So these are the components involved in the transportation in human beings, right? Then separately they will ask what is the function of lymph, and then what is the function of this what is the function of these platelets, or what is the function of the heart. Then what this you have to explain how the blood transportation blood circulation takes place in the how the exchange of blood takes place in the heart and lungs. Then how the transportation takes place, how the transportation system works in plants. So we can see there are two types of vessels tissues. Okay, we can see two tissues which are the xylem and another one is phloem. And what is the role of xylem? So xylem transport only the water. Okay, transportation of water takes place, and phloem is for the transportation of the food and other materials. So and then what is the difference between the xylem and phloem? Or they will separately ask what is the function of xylem, what is the function of phloem. All these points they will ask. Then all these questions, what are the components of the transport system, like this type questions they'll ask. What are the components of the transport system in human beings? So which are the components for the transportation? We have studied, yes, heart, blood vessels, then platelets and lymph. So what is the function of this? Then why it is necessary to separate the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood in mammals and birds? So because deoxygenated blood is the waste material we have to excrete, and oxygenated blood only required to required to give the energy, required to convert the glucose into energy. That is why. So we have explained in the class notes that you have to write. Then what are the components of the transport system in highly organized plant? So which are the components and what is the role? Then what is the difference between aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration in human beings? So if they ask for 2 marks, write 2 difference. If they ask for 4 marks or 3 marks, write 3 or more sentences. Then how is food transported in blood? How is food transported in plants? So what you have to write? You have to write the function of the phloem. Phloem is useful in the transportation of the food. Got it? Then excretion, how the excretion process takes place in the human beings. So what is the role of each part? Excretory system. Then structure of nephron and function of this nephron you have to go through. Then excretion in plants, how the excretion process takes place in plants. as I said, describe the structure and function of the nephron. You have to draw the structure of the nephron properly by labeling all the parts, and you have to write the functions. What is the role? Then what are the methods used in by plants to get rid of excretory products? So how they will excrete the products. Then how is the amount of urine produced regulated? So what is that means what is the function of this excretory system in human beings? All these points you have to write, and learn all the key points with whatever is there in the textbook. They will ask for the give reason questions and all, or for 1 mark questions. Then exercise, read all the exercise question answers, and when they ask the multiple choice question answers, write the correct answer with the proper question number. Okay, for example, the autotrophic mode of nutrition requires what? Autotrophic mode of nutrition requires carbon dioxide and water, chlorophyll, sunlight, and all of the above. So we require all of these, right? So you have to write answer D. You have to write the question number, that is D, and write the answer all of these. We will, if you write only D, we can't give the marks. And read all the exercise questions. Comparison between the alveoli in the lungs and nephron in the kidney. Then, and what are the functions of alveoli and what is the function of nephron? Then what is the difference between aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration? Then what is the role of what would be the consequences of deficiency of a hemoglobin in our bodies? Or they will ask what is the function of hemoglobin in our body. So what is the role of hemoglobin in our body? Then how the circulation in human beings? Describe the double circulation in human beings. Why is it necessary? Then how the fats is digested in our body, where does this process takes place? Then what is the role of saliva, or what are the major steps involved in the nutrition of the nutrition in human beings? So which are the major steps involved in the nutrition process in human beings? Ingestion, digestion, absorption, and assimilation, then excretion. And you have to write what is ingestion within 1 sentence, what is digestion 1 sentence, what is excretion 1 sentence, what is assimilation 1 sentence, what is excretion 1 sentence. All these you have to write and explain. Then what is the difference between xylem and phloem? All these question answers, go through it and study well. And whenever you mark the MCQ question answers, write the question number along with the answer. Don't write only the question number. Okay. Thank you, students.